Hello, my name is Harris. I'm watching SquishiVision. Um, as you can see, there are several things going here. I've lost my voice, or at least I've got a sore throat. My cat is wanting cuddles, and I'm streaming at 10:45 in the morning rather than straight after the episode broadcast. I was at the student television. I can't. My phone off. I was at the student television conference over the weekend. I only got back late last night, so I missed the episode broadcast, and then I fell asleep. So I had to watch it this morning. I'm currently running late, so this is going to be a very very quick kind of post-watch reaction to the episode. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I felt. I mean, I think this is the first time we've got an actual Sontaran episode that isn't just featuring Strax and then or some cameo appearance in a long, long time. So, um, yeah, it's uh, it's it was quite good to see kind of them back full of force, the whole kind of imposing slaughtering Sontarans, some nice references to a time warrior and the invasion of time in this episode as well. Um so yeah, I mean, as this seems to be the case in this series, there are several kind of storylines going off at once. I was saying piece by piece, but I mean, I've seen a review headline about it being confusing because there's multiple plot lines. I don't think it's confusing at all. I think it's clearly like a B plot and a plot. And I think that's perfectly fine to have both of those things going on. I mean, it's just what a lot of other shows do. But in terms of the Sontaran plot, um, it was nice because it was basically like the Doctor's own kind of story because the companions are doing their own thing. So it kind of we were able to see them kind of troubleshoot by themselves. Um, I liked the kind of authority clash between her and the lieutenant general, and I felt that was kind of done very naturally and done with a very was it like a forced kind of gender conflict. Obviously, men being intimidated by female appearing authority is a thing. It's definitely not. It's not fake. It's not too woke. It's not PC-ness. It happens in real life, and it happens to kind of ridiculous, hyperbolic levels. But so I feel it had a nice kind of. I feel the way the Rescues episode was quite, well done. I think they wrote the Lieutenant General character quite well. He had some moments of levity that kind of endeared you to him, but then ultimately you realize he isn't actually that great a man. Um, he let his patriotism blind his common sense. Ultimately, he was a coward, and then he killed a bunch of retreating enemies, and who was adequately ripped down because of it. Um, the Marisa Cole character was okay, was good. I think there was some bits which were a bit cheesy, but I think for the most part it was a nice kind of dynamic. She made a nice kind of one-off companion. I like how the Doctor was basically just doing their own thing, trying to problem solve because they didn't really have time to mess around or enjoy the moments. They were really much stressed. And there were some really good moments with Judy Whittaker's episode where she was literally like, you could tell there was a degree of fear and uncertainty left control. Like, you know, the panic over not being able to get to TARDIS, and that's kind of scary. The part where the TARDIS comes back and they're like, I don't know what's going on with you. Um, that was good. Like, the TARDIS is reliably a safe space in the universe, and it's very much not the case right now. There is no safe space. Um, I think Johnny Whittaker does a good job at portraying that fear and confusion. Um, and we see the kind of the TARDIS continue to suffer. And I mentioned last week that if I was ever to if if we were ever to see like an end point of Doctor Who, that was how I would foreshadow it by having the TARDIS. We've seen the TARDIS break before and have damage before, and it's a very unreliable machine, but it's always been kind of very short-term damages that are resolved fairly quickly. I think this is, I think that this is the reason why. Because if you prolong the injury to the TARDIS, it gets very much quite traumatic, really. So moving on from, so yeah, that was great, and then there was I think I'm kind of actually softening to John Bishop's character. Um, but I think it's because I think it was good that I was skeptical at first because I'm not taking him seriously. Um, and because I'm not taking him seriously, um, his actual kind of characterization I can actually settle down and enjoy. So I like the fact that he kind of they're being very kind of blasé and casual about everything that's going on. Just take it in the like it's just it's very kind of looking at things and taking kind of in a stride and be like, oh well, we've been invaded by Sontarans. What you gonna do? Kind of well, no, but no, it's like oh well, we've been invaded by Sontarans. I guess it's just a problem we deal with. No kind of trauma or stress there. And I like how that kind of extends to his parents as well. But I think it's good. I think it's good they've been kind of consistent with that because then we get that kind of brief moment of like darkness, and it was quite dark when the scene where the Sontarans executed his 3 people. Because I was generally worried that there was going to be some kind of comedic outburst from John Bishop's character that was going to distract them so they could escape, and then after he escapes, and it was going to be dealt with kind of lightly. But no, they actually execute them, and executions are always quite a dark thing to portray, and especially in a family show as well. And then obviously he had a moment of reflection over that, and if it was in a character, that moment of reflection would be quite just a non-significant moment because he's usually quite a light-hearted character. That kind of moment of like, this is quite a dark thing to have witnessed. Kind of hit harder. And his rock puns as well. And then obviously we got the I'm blanking on the name now. I did know it, but the dog character kind of appeared and was like saving eventually saving the day in a quiet, but whilst they were insulting each other the entire time. I thought it was quite funny. And yeah, I mean, it was an inspiration Sontaran, a kind of very Sontaran plot line of invading a planet and then like kind of disappearing through taking over different time zones. So I did enjoy that. And I like the new Sontaran design. And like the voice and the mannerisms and the whole kind of glee and different things, and then this like honestly, like anytime they had an emotional outburst, I thought it was very amusing. Like the point where they're like parlay time, and he licks his lips. By the time we realize the doctor's ruining the plans, he's like screaming into the sky. That was all good. Okay, and then we had the Yaz story, and I think I'm kind of seeing where this is going. I think the planet they're on is probably the planet the Doctor of a Timeless Child is originally from. I think that's what's going to be revealed. The shots we get of the outside, the kind of desert appearance is very consistent. Part of me is like, well, we're kind of now revealing more. Like for me, the Timeless Child reveal actually added more mystery to the character, much like the caramel mask was meant to do. But I feel like we're actually exploring that. We're getting to the home planet this quickly after it was revealed. Is kind of now doing that. But I feel like also this is on members of the fandom who were complaining about it, and now they're like, oh no, we have to explain it and get it over done with so we can move on from it kind of attitude. But that's where I think they're going. I think we're seeing remnants of the Doctor's original home planet and their home species. Yeah. I absolutely love Swarm and Azure. Like, I think, I mean, it's fair. I always love it when you have these very alien, intimidating looking figures, very skeletal looking bad guys who then just talk with quite regional accents. Very kind of, I always love when that happens. It adds that kind of extra level of intimidation. They're very casual with who they are. And for me, that's much more intimidating, and then especially because they actually have the entire the full power of the situation. They're no one can touch them. They're like extremely powerful. They're incorporeal, so you can't physically do anything to them. I felt that was Yeah, very good. There was a lot of kind of lore about that planet and something I kind of missed, and I had to go back and watch it again with subtitles to kind of hear what was being said. But I'm getting kind of inclination what's happening, and I don't think it's confusing at all. I think we had two kind of very clear plot lines here that were telling me two part A part and B part of the story. So those are my thoughts. I'm gonna dust off because I need to go be somewhere in an hour's time, and I'm nowhere near ready. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll be back next Sunday with my voice recovered. So I will see you then.